Yeah, we've got a lot going on out there. The most crucial thing is they upgraded the tornado watch and included more of our area and extended it till a little bit later on this morning into the early afternoon hours, and that's going to be for eastern areas, the afternoon stuff. As far as the morning goes, we can see a couple of different warning boxes where we see the yellow polygons. It's a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. Been watching one area south of Albany, north of Camilla for some rotation. That's the only current tornado warning. I have seen a couple of other tornado warnings over towards Panama City, and those cells are still live to maybe touch off or rotate some more. So there's a lot going on out there with the weather. This line of showers and storms doesn't look like the most impressive one that we've seen for sure, but it's packing quite a punch, and the air it's finding is really warm, really humid, really unstable. Every now and then you hear me talk about those dew point temperatures. When they're up over 70, I mean, you can almost hear the air ticking, and that's part of what we've got going on out there this morning. So the air is really unstable. There's support in the upper part of the atmosphere, and this is all those ingredients lining up for some of those dangerous storms, and that's what we're going to be watching really carefully. It feels like the next 90 minutes or so might be the busiest period of the morning, and we'll have to see if that gets extended a little bit longer than that. Let's take a look at a couple of the individual areas, seeing some of the bigger downpours, some of the more frequent lightning, and where there's the potential for the most dangerous weather. To the west of Tallahassee, that's where we got those severe thunderstorm warnings. That's for hail, that's for wind gusts. North, when you get up there towards Albany and you get up north of Camilla, this is the area, maybe along Highway 19 up near Baconton, that right now has the potential still for that rotating individual cell. Doesn't look as strong now as it did 10-15 minutes ago, but there's still a lot of lightning, there's still quite a bit of wind, there's still some heavy rain. All that factors together from this area along Highway 19 all the way up through Sylvester. The next little while, that's going to be where the most danger is, and we will continue to monitor this and keep updating it. So in areas south of Albany along Highway 19, maybe get north of Doe Run up towards Sylvester, these are going to be the spots where you're going to want to make sure that you're in your shelter right now. If you're in a mobile home, definitely make sure you find your shelter. You want to get away from exterior windows, walls, doors, and get to an interior place in your home when we're talking about a possible tornado in this area. Now, that's the only area I see right now where there's rotation, and that's still getting a little bit more iffy, which is good news, getting a little bit weaker. But there are other areas where we've got some dangerous wind gusts, we've got some hail, we've got some frequent lightning, and that is going to be a couple of big areas. One that extends from all the way back Highway 231 up past Bainbridge on Highway 27. That's a lot of real estate encompassed there. And I think here the big threat is going to be those wind gusts, but some reports of hail that could get up to maybe an inch in diameter, and that's some dangerous stuff too. So we'll be watching this carefully, and that includes parts of I-10, especially in Gadsden County. Let's look a little further to the south. Another very large area with a severe thunderstorm warning. This one goes till 7:30, and that's going to cover Gulf County, Franklin County, Liberty County, parts of Wakulla County, and that's from Crawfordville all the way back to Port St. Joe. So also a lot of real estate covered in this current warning for the wind gusts, for the frequent lightning, and for the possible hail. And you can see a couple of pockets, especially maybe south of Bluntstown, north of Sumatra, where we've got some of those real deep reds. So that's indicating some real heavy rainfall coming down. Same near Apalachicola. All of this is moving from south and west to north and east. Well, that means we're going to put more Franklin and Wakulla and southwestern parts of Leon County into the fray within the next 60 to 90 minutes. So this is going to be the real busy time. And as these cells move into this very warm, humid, unstable air, that's likely going to fire off some more individual cells that could be dangerous. So now is the time to really start paying attention, and I think for the next couple of hours we're going to need to do that. As this whole line continues moving east, it will bring those showers to everybody. It'll bring those storms to just about everybody, and then it'll be done. And once it's done, we bring in a whole different air mass, cooler, drier, better for the next couple of days. But these next couple of hours going to be real active and real busy. It's 77 degrees in Tallahassee with a dew point of 72 and a breeze from the south and southwest of 14. That tells me that the air is warm, that the breeze is strong, and that the air is really unstable. And it's the same across the board. In Thomasville, we're at 73 degrees and a dew point of 70. In Valdosta, we're at 76 degrees and a dew point of 70. Put all that together, that air is ripe and ready. Those ingredients are all lining up where if you get that trigger mechanism, the boundary will be that mechanism. Showers, storms, dangerous ones are a real possibility, and that's what we're going to be watching real carefully. It's going to be incredibly different tomorrow morning. Instead of seeing temperatures in the 70s, we're going to see numbers back down near 40. So we're talking like 30 or 35 degrees cooler tomorrow morning than this morning. And that'll all start when the winds change direction. Right now, the winds for the most part are from the south and southwest, maybe starting to turn a little bit more towards the west behind the boundary, like up in Dothan. Those winds are out of the west at 10 miles per hour. When we see those winds turn northwest, we'll start to look for the drier air and the change is coming, but that's not going to be for several hours, especially the more east that you are. Right now, those south winds, those southwest winds are bringing in all the warm, humid, unstable air. So not only do we have the fuel in place, we're bringing in more, and more instability means more potential for bigger showers, bigger storms, and more dangerous stuff. I haven't seen a whole lot of fog, of course. Now we've got that breeze out there. Areas like Apalachicola where the visibility is heavily impacted, well, of course, that's because the rain's coming down, and there's a lot of rain coming down. So here's what it looks like again, satellite radar composite style, and we can see all the big red shaded areas, so that's all of our counties. That's where the current tornado watch is. I want to make that difference very clear on what a watch and what a warning. There's a big difference. A watch means the conditions are there where they could develop. A warning means one's happening. And we have the one tornado warning that's south of Albany, north of Camilla, over towards Baconton right now. And that's where there was some rotation picked up by the radar. Doesn't look like it's rotating anymore, but that warning is not set to expire for another few minutes. So we'll continue to monitor this area. Now that's the only tornado warning currently, the only one with some rotation picked up by the radar. We move a little further south, we talked about those two severe thunderstorm warnings. So that means in that area we've had reports of large hail and dangerous wind gusts. And those are some huge areas. I mean, we're talking 3-4 counties apiece. So we're expecting the dangerous weather in all of these counties in the next little while. These go till 7 o'clock with the one that goes from back near Highway 231 to Bainbridge, until 7:30 from Port St. Joe over to Crawfordville. So for the next hour and change, we'll be watching these areas for those individual cells that have some of the danger associated with them, most notably the hail and the wind gusts. That doesn't mean some rotation can't develop in this area. We talked about how warm and unstable the air is, and it is. So I think what we're going to find are more showers developing, heavy downpours in spots, lots of lightning, and of course those wind gusts and the hail, that will be some of the bigger threats. Now, if we look a little further west, we can see that back edge. Once we get to it, the air is cooler, the air is drier, the air is much more stable, and that means the threat for any kind of dangerous weather is done, and we'll start talking about the cool stuff and talk about the good stuff and how nice it's going to be later on today and tonight and tomorrow and for the next couple of days. It might actually be kind of chilly for some over the next couple of days once we get there. Futurecast is trying to bring that whole batch through the area maybe before 9 o'clock this morning. It's taken a little longer than anticipated. Sometimes that happens, and that means maybe we have to wait till 10, 11 o'clock to get this batch of showers through the area, and maybe even longer than that to get them across I-75. So depending on what your plans are for the morning, early commutes to get to where you have to go and let the rain come while you're there, or maybe you end up having to delay your commute and let the rain get past you before you head to your destinations might be good ideas and good ways to go about it. This afternoon for the commute home, no issues whatsoever. We're clearing up, we're done. It will still be breezy, but it'll be a different wind. The wind coming from the northwest bringing in drier and cooler. On the Gulf today, not the place to be. Small crafts be advised, early storms going to be windy. Even when the winds change, they're going to stay high. So I don't recommend boating, not today. This morning, I've got the rain chances near 100%. We're going to get wet. 70s for temperatures, showers, storms, the big part of the deal. These next 90 minutes or so, there's the potential for some of that dangerous stuff, and that could get extended. So please keep checking in with us. Even when I stop talking about the weather and we try to go back to regular news, I may jump back in and hijack the news again with more weather, especially if we see any more warnings issued. This afternoon, all those are done, clearing, breezy, cooling. 70s this morning. I think we start to see the temperatures go the other way later on this afternoon, and we'll wake up tomorrow morning with numbers in the 40s, maybe all the way back down near 40. It will be chilly tomorrow morning. So showers and storms this morning, cooler coming. The 7-day forecast, hey, it's got a lot of really nice in it, but we got to get through this bump that's this morning, and it's a sizable speed bump that we're dealing with this morning. Once we get past it, I think some really nice early April weather, maybe a little bit on the cool side for a couple of days, but it's a beautiful looking forecast heading towards the weekend. All right, we're probably about 4 breaks behind. I apologize for that. I'm going to go update and refresh my maps. If I need to come back on with more warnings, I will continue to hijack the news. Otherwise, we'll go back to a little bit more news.